Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to my anime review. Today we look at Recreators episode 17. Now, to say this show has come back to us in a good way is an understatement. This was an incredible episode, especially since I really didn't care for the last episode that we had before the break. It was episode 16. I talked about how one of the biggest issues I had was that it was all just a retrend of what we've heard before, and that's one thing that the show does have issues with. It does do that. I don't care what any person's saying. I think a lot of people actually understand that, so that's why I really haven't gotten into any arguments with people about it. But it does tend to kind of redo things over and over again. And this week, though, we have the whole battle taking place, and I wasn't expecting it this soon. I think it was a little weird of a start because I was just blown away by the fact that we started the whole plan in action right away as soon as the episode started up. But I'll tell you, it was such a cool fight to see everyone essentially getting involved for the most part. And Altair, obviously being who she is, was pretty well aware of what was going on, and she even knew how Meteor's box would work, essentially kind of put her into her own world, was able to escape it. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with that. Meanwhile, probably the best part of the episode, besides the fight with Yuya and his friend Hariku, I think his name is, or something like that. Besides that, because that fight was awesome too in its own right. That guy's persona essentially was really cool, how he could shoot it into mirrors and stuff like that. But I really think that the most epic part of this whole episode comes away from the last 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the episode, where we focus on Blitz and his creator. And it was very interesting because I had always questioned, could the creations actually kill the creators or injure them? Because we haven't really seen that yet, if you think about it. We've seen them, threaten them. We've seen them grab them and hurt them in terms of physical pain, but we haven't seen them do anything beyond that. And in this case, Blitz went and shot his creator, and I was like, well, I can't blame him, because of the fact that she's pretty cold. She was talking to how she's like, yeah, I just made that story because it was entertaining. I didn't care about, your daughter and you. I'm like, okay, I get that, the story element, I get that. Because, that's what creators do. We create stories that sometimes seem really cold and calculating, but obviously it's for entertainment purposes. But at the same token, here you are now up front with your creation, and you're still talking like that. Do you blame him for shooting her? Honest to God, that was probably what would happen to any, father that just heard his daughter was essentially just used as a means of entertainment. That's essentially what she boiled that down to. But what was interesting was, as she said, she is a god in this world, at least in terms of his world, and was able to actually rebring his daughter back to life. So that was really cool. I think that was very touching in its own right, that we see the father and daughter get reunited. I wonder what they're going to do with that. I really think will it make Blitz actually side with the rest of the group and now take down Altair? Because I figured, hey, he has no purpose now to really go after anyone. He's kind of in her debt. So I'm thinking that maybe he's going to side with our group and be able to help, take down Altair, because it looks like we're going to need it. Altair is all too powerful, and I'm really wondering how much her power really extends, because I think she's the biggest mystery element here, is what can she do and what can't she do? Because it seems like she's really able to do a lot more than we're being put off. And even with some of the statements that she made towards Meteora, saying that that's not her power yet, means she knows what level of power Meteora has, but at the same time almost seems like she's influencing her power to some degree, which I'm very curious about. Overall, solid episode. That's, I think, what the takeaway of this episode was that it was really, really well done, and definitely leads me to be prepared for next week's episode, because I am now super psyched for it. When episode 16 ended, I wasn't caring about the next week's episode. I was like, it's going to be probably a few more weeks till we get the good fights out of the way. Nope, it happened today. It was really cool, and I'm wondering, how can you keep going from here? I'm very curious. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are down below, guys and girls. I would love to hear from you as always. I do have other reviews planned today. I have Foxberry Matchmaker, which should come out probably within an hour. I also have Token Rambo, which should come out probably, right now it's 2 o'clock, probably come out around 3, maybe 3:20, because I'm going to go try to record that too. I have to still watch it though. So I'll talk to you guys then. Have a great, blessed day. If I don't see you in my next review, remember I do have a live stream tonight. Check out for that. We'll be talking about the anime stuff, this season stuff, just in general. So I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye, everyone.